I believe that when it comes to bilateral trade, there really are no limits. Of course, the primary focus for the short term is going to be on hydrocarbons. This is mutually beneficial because Russia has an excess that it cannot sell to Western partners, whereas China has a need to continue purchasing as much as possible to get its economy back on track and continue growing, which is very important. Secondly, of course, we have the fourth industrial revolution, everything from chips to AI to 5G to the Internet of Things. This is definitely going to be the next phase of the economic dimension of the Chinese-Russian strategic partnership. Then there are logistics. China and the EU, despite having some issues with one another, are still very important trade partners. And in order to facilitate trade, since it's politically unviable to go through the Eurasian land bridge through Russia because of the EU's anti-Russian sanctions, it doesn't mean that there isn't trade going through, but just that the potential has been capped, at least for the indefinite future. The Northern Sea route through the Arctic Ocean is going to become a lot more important, and it's here where Russia and China can cooperate on developing related infrastructure. Also, I'd like to say that when it comes to the overall aspect of Russian-Chinese trade, as was earlier touched upon, the use of national currencies is of supreme importance. And especially if they were able to multilateralize the use of national currencies, not just in terms of their bilateral trade, but let's look at the larger scenario that seems to be emerging. Just recently, Beijing brokered the Iranian-Saudi rapprochement, which has been talked about earlier in this segment. However, what I think is the most important aspect of that isn't just that China was able to bring two previously fierce rivals together, but if you look at those two countries' energy importance, I mean, Iran is a gas superpower. Saudi Arabia is an oil superpower. And if you look at Russia, which is very close to all three of them, it's an oil and a gas superpower. And China is consuming those resources. If they all started using national currencies, well, the petrodollar, upon which the American hegemony is largely predicated, would be dealt a death blow whenever that happens. It's still some time coming, but I think it's something we should keep an eye on, and it would serve everybody's interests, not just Russia and China, but the entire emerging multipolar world orders.